Campaigners in Britain have declared war on the so-called killer robots, fully autonomous weapons that do not require humans to carry out their assaults. The concerned activists have opted for a preemptive strike, raging against the machines before they're deployed. RT's Sarah Firth has more.
So perhaps not the most usual sight on the streets of London, but this guy here is actually carrying quite an important message. He's here for the launch of the Stop the Killer Robots campaigns, and groups including activists and pressure groups have converged in London to launch the campaign calling for a preemptive ban on fully autonomous weapons. Well, to tell us more about this, I'm joined by Steve Bruce from Human Rights Watch. Steve, thank you very much for joining us. What is a killer robot? This guy's not a killer, obviously, but what's it all about?
Well, unlike this friendly robot that is not armed, killer robots or fully autonomous weapons are future systems that will operate without human control. This is the scary part. You're taking the human out of the loop. You'll allow the robots, the machines, to make decisions about what to target on the battlefield and when to pull the trigger. No human involvement.
And obviously it's gaining a lot of interest. This is obviously what you want, people picking up the message. What information do you want to get out there? What do we not know about? Because a lot of people say this is advancing technology and it's all good.
We're not against technology. We're not against robotics. We're not against the movement towards greater autonomy in robots. What we want to stop are armed systems, killing systems that have full autonomy, where you take the human out of the loop always, in every case. What has to be the fundamental principle is that a human must always be meaningfully involved in the control over decisions to launch weapons and what to fire at.
It might all sound a bit Hollywood, but it's not as far off as you might think. Many campaigners feel a science fiction-like arms race is already quietly getting underway, with developers standing to make huge amounts from lucrative deals. Videos like this big dog robot throwing blocks of concrete have caused concern, and little public debate's yet been had about the implications of the development of this type of technology. People think of fully autonomous weapons, they think of the Terminator, they think sci-fi, something like this guy, but you're saying that's not what it will look like at all.
Not at all. It's more likely to be a small tank or a tank, and I mean, the developments are the DARPA, that's the research wing of the Pentagon, have got the Crusher, for instance. That's a research platform for this, and that's a 7.5-ton, 6-wheel truck that can really, it's quite an extraordinary piece of technology. They also have a project which has got developed an autonomous submarine that can hunt other submarines. That's in phase 2 of testing, and then there's planes in the air as well. It's not legged robots. They kind of would fall over in a battlefield. And
this is being launched in London. Yes. How big a role does the UK have to play in comparison to, say, the US in sort of leading the way with this?
Well, we've got BAE Systems is on their second one now. We've got something called the Tyrannus that's going to be tested this year in Australia. It's about a year and a half behind development, but that's a fully autonomous intercontinental combat aircraft.
When it comes to fully autonomous weapons, we're not there yet, but those arguing for the ban say that the more time that's allowed to pass and the more money that's ploughed into developing this type of technology, the closer we march from science fiction towards reality. Sarah Firth, RT, London.